Who do you think you are, beautiful soul? Well, who do you think you are? And what is it you think you're here to do? Are you sure? One day, a very long time ago, when I was still married the first time around and living in Hawaii, my family and I went to visit some cousins who had just recently moved from the mainland US to the islands. And, for a long time, probably just like you never felt like you fit in, even in the family you were born into biologically, and maybe some of the people you were associating with. Well, we were having a family gathering, and I think it was some kind of picnic style something. And I was just kind of sitting on a couch, not really talking to anyone because I didn't have anything to really say. Because it was all little chit-chatty stuff, and that still little chit-chat surface talk conversation holds absolutely none of my attention. It's like, hi, how are you, where you're from, how many kids, la 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 la. It's not that I don't care, but let's get to the real questions. Who are you really? What is it that excites you? What is it that feeds your soul? Let's talk about some real things. I'm still pretty much there. When I was a young teenager, or a young college student, a teenager, my dad used to say to me, "You went right past diplomacy straight to blunt." And I admit, yes, I remember and coach myself to remember to say hi, how are you, and mean it. Because I tend to get right into what it is that we want to talk about, or what interests you, who are you? So getting back to that family gathering, I don't even know how many years ago. This was way before I knew anything. Well, that's not true. I had turned it off so completely that at that point, or in that span of time in my life, I had really not a lot of idea of what energy was. I knew I didn't feel right. Things were unsettling, and it was awful for me. So I hear my mother, my biological human mother, say something to one of the cousins. I don't remember, Don or Jim, anyway. And my hearing, even back then, before practicing on how to hear better, and the higher vibrations and the voices and the intuitive nudges and messages from my guides, I could still hear really well. And I heard her say, "Look at her. Who does she think she is? The queen? Well, I'm the queen mother." And I thought, whoa. Thankfully, it was pretty good. Not so much anymore, and probably not as much as I thought it was back then. But I hid my reaction because there was nowhere to go. There was nowhere to go. I couldn't leave. We had come all together, la la la. And so, how do you come back from something like that? How do you learn that what other people say is really about their own BS, their own mindset, their own beliefs, and to feel better about themselves? They project their BS, the traditional words, or their blind spot onto others. I was not like anyone in my small family. Case in point, mother and sister, both born in December, like 2 or 3 days apart. My dad and their grandson and my grandparents, born in February, grandfather in March. My other grandparents, my dad's side, I don't remember because they died long time ago. And I was born in the middle of summer. I mean, totally the opposite energies of everyone in the biological human family. How do you learn to come back from that? It takes a long time. It takes some real commitment and some persistence and going through so many dark nights of the soul, questioning everything you ever learned, questioning your own faith, questioning your beliefs, and just so ready to walk away and maybe even quitting along the way now and again. Case in point, we are shifting. Or I am, or we are shifting me. And I say we because it's the angels, my guides, and I all together. We are now one and have been. Was it something I was born with? I believe so. However, very early age, I turned it all off because it was just too hard. It was beyond intolerable. It was beyond painful because I could not survive in the conditions in which I lived. So about 14, 15 years ago, this is 2019, so whenever you're watching this, about 14 or 15 years ago, I made a conscious decision that fitting in wasn't working. I mean, not even a little bit. So I started to turn it back on. So who do I think I am? Well, I know who I am. So who do you think you are? Who do you think you are? And you know what? That's exactly who you are. And I am hoping for you that you think highly of yourself. This is not the narcissistic, selfish, my stuff don't stink kind of thing. Highly enough that no matter what you have heard, what you have experienced before holds you back anymore. Want some help with that? I'm pretty good at helping. Actually, that's not true. My clients love what they learn, how to get out from underneath, from having been buried alive with other people's stuff. Message me. Let's get you out from under. Let's do some spiritual archaeology and get you cleared up.